Good morning, my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sewing the last of my Hissy Fit Celebrate 50 strikes in vinyl. So this is what I'm going to be using, this stunning foil. Look how pretty it is. It looks like foil, but it's vinyl. It's woven back vinyl. Very nice quality. And absolutely, it looks like it sparkles, but that's just the print. So pretty. So I'm going to be making, because I fell in love with this pattern the other day, I'm going to remake another one and take this video for anyone who might want to see how I use my Cricut machine to make a bag. So I'm going to be making this Linds Handmade Slim Sling. This is a gorgeous pattern, super practical, that has a big pocket in here. And this is option B, and it's the same option I'll be doing again, without zippers or anything. The only hardware that I'll be using is a spring snap and 2 D-rings. So for the back, it's a clear vinyl back. This way you can see everything that's in the bag. Well, you can basically fit a phone. It's not a bag, but it's practical. And I used, for this sample one that I made yesterday, I used my Backstitch Prints vinyl with their clear vinyl on the back, just because I wanted it to look cute. It's how it is cute, right? And the springs and all my hardware is from Wizardry, Stitchery and Crafters, of course. And as always, everything that I'm using will be linked in the description below. My disclaimer, as always, I'm not a professional bag maker. I'm an amateur that likes to sew and chat with you on YouTube and on Facebook. So my videos are never meant to replace the designer video. And I do know that Lindsay does have her own YouTube channel with videos for her patterns. So I do encourage you to check those out as well. My videos are basically to show you that an amateur and anybody can do it, and just hang with me and chat while you sew. They're definitely not made to replace a professional bag maker's videos. That being said, let's get started. So for this pattern, I'm going to be using the SVG file that is included in the more expensive one. There's two options when you purchase this pattern from Etsy. There's an option that will give you just a PDF where you can cut it the old-fashioned way with your rotary cutter and your scissors and whatnot. And the pattern tutorial does instruct you how to use all of that. But there's also a slightly more expensive option that includes the SVG files. And that's the one I have, and that's the one I use because why not? At least I don't have to bother with the cutting of the fabric. So let's get started. I'm going to use pieces of vinyl that I pre-cut into 10 by 12 strips, just to make it easier for me. And I have a little scrap of clear vinyl right here. This is a pretty thin one from Walmart that I used for a different project. So this is a scrap from that project. And then I'm going to do a new mat. I like to try a new mat for vinyl and leather projects because I need the strong grip. So I'm going to use a new mat for this project. Oh, I love how tacky it is at the beginning. And let's see. Let's start with this. This is going to be the part with the card slot. I think that's the first one. So tack your vinyl very well to your mat. The vinyl comes in 12-inch rolls, so it is basically already portioned on one side. Make sure it's on the grippy part so it stays right there very well. Okay, so open your Cricut design space And then I'm going to upload my project. I've used it before, so it's right here in uploads. Insert my image. I will make the layer where it discusses the pattern and the 1-inch square invisible, because I don't need it to cut that. And just make it. It's super user-friendly, the project. So I hope the grip is good there. And we're going to go continue and select, I think I'm going to select faux leather, just because it's right there and it's easy. And if it doesn't work on this one, on my next layer I'll do something else. Let's see. This pattern is designed to be to have raw edges, so make sure that whatever you choose is something that you'll be okay with having raw edges on the outside. So it is definitely not something that I would recommend using woven for or even interfaced cotton lycra. You need like cork or leather or faux leather or vinyl, anything that you'll be okay with having the raw edges shown. I'm going to edge coat it black because that's the only color that I have right now. And since I am not a pro bag maker, I feel weird investing in all kinds of colors for edge coating when black goes well with everything. So I'll be using that to edge coat some of the, and I'll show you how I do it in this video. But you don't have to. Lindsay from Linds Handmade does suggest using clear glue also, so that would work great. Oh, it's so easy. Look, man, no hands. I'm not doing anything. The machine does all the work. I'll just be in charge of sewing it together, and it's just a few lines of stitching. It's such an easy pattern. I absolutely love it. I'm so glad I did my trial because I don't want to go in with the strike offs because it's a limited amount for a first try, but I was so happy with it. I made some mistakes that hopefully I won't make today when I do the video. So this piece right here that I'm cutting is going to be the part that has the card slots. Beautiful. And I can chat with you while the machine is doing the job. Okay, so this was mat 1. Look how cool. Look how beautiful. So this is my faux leather paper thin setting. No issue whatsoever. I'm using deep cut blade with the deep cut blade housing. Look, the slots pre-cut, and this is for the snap. Gorgeous. So let's move on to the part that has the clear vinyl, which is the back. I'm going to do this one right now. Again, the key to this is to make sure that you tack your vinyl very well to the mat. Very, very well. Gotta love this beautiful foil. So the deep cut blade, I got it from Amazon. My friend Jamie from Emiluku Creations, she told me, she stopped me from overspending on the deep cut blade. I was about to buy a Cricut one, and it was like one for $10, $16. And no, you get a pile of them. You get a bag of them for 10 bucks off brand. So I got those from Amazon, and they work just fine. As you can see, they work beautifully. So I'll link everything in the description. The housing is the black housing that came with my Explorer a long time ago. I'm watching the magic happen. I get fascinated by it. And but I do think she used the deep cut blade with a regular housing, and it worked when she made another Linds Handmade pattern, the Purse Pal. She made it with her Cricut, and she said she used the regular housing and it worked just fine. But since I already had the deep cut blade housing, I figured why not use it since it's there. And look how beautiful these vinyl cuts on the Cricut. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. Now I'm going to obsess over which patterns have a Cricut or an SVG file, and the new Minikins from So Sweetness has them. So, and I do believe Linds Handmade has for purchase, not included but available separately for purchase, for the H2O Go, she has an SVG file now, which is awesome. I don't have it, but I might get it. Maybe I'll show you in a different video, because I do have the bag made. And see, doing this with a Cricut allows me more time to chat with you. So this is the part. What you need is this part for the back. And this will be where the clear vinyl will go. So 2 of them. There you go. And then this is scraps that you can keep for a different project. Okay. And let's see. Last but not least, this will be the flap part. So again, actually no, it's not last. There's one more to cut, which is, I need to re-upload it, which is the clear vinyl. So from the regular vinyl, this is the last one. You can of course mix and match prints, since you have 3 different layers, but I wanted it all from this gorgeous celebration vinyl. So this is the flap, which is basically 2 cuts with 1 little circle for the spring snap. And now, because the Cricut did my job, I know everything is nice and straight. I don't have to worry about making sure that all the curves are perfect at the corner here, at the bottom of the corners. Oh, I absolutely love it. And again, this is an old Cricut. It's the first Cricut that came on the market, Cricut Explorer, I mean. The first one. It's not even an Air one. It doesn't have Bluetooth or anything like that. It's like the vintage Explorer. But it, as you can see, it does the job just fine. I do love to have a Maker or maybe a Silhouette 4, but I don't. And I don't think I'm going to invest in one anytime soon, since, as you can see, this one does the job. And I really don't use it a lot. Now that I can make bags with it, I might change my mind and use it more. But I don't have time for paper crafting anymore. I used to make my kids' teachers, back when they were like in preschool, handmade paper cards for Christmas, like those beautiful 3D cards. Oh, long time ago, when apparently I had way more time on my hands. Alright, so this scrap I'm gonna set it aside because I need to make the 2 D-ring holders from it. 1, 2, look how pretty. See? Absolutely perfect. There's my little circle here. There. So this is it for that part. I'm going to finish, click finish, and then new project, replace, and I will upload now the clear vinyl part. Okay, again, same thing. Just unclick like the little eye that shows the description. And this is just one cut of the clear vinyl. Let's see. I'm trying to put it as straight as I possibly can on here, because it's kind of wrinkly from how I stored it. And I do want it straight if I can. I'm going to cut around there. It's thin, so I'm pretty sure if you use a bigger gauge vinyl, it would work a little better. But this is pretty thin. It's that vinyl that you put to cover tables. They sell it at Walmart. It's maybe not the ideal vinyl for this project, but it's what I had on hand, and you know I don't like to necessarily buy new stuff if I don't have to. And I'm pretty sure I don't need a deep cut for this one, but we'll see. Okay. I'll do it and we'll see what happens, because I don't know what base, window cling, outdoor vinyl. I feel like this is very, very thin. Maybe glitter iron on? Let's do glitter iron on. We'll see what happens. Like, I have no idea what to use. I'm sure a professional Cricut user would know what to do, but I feel like it's too thin to use faux leather. At least this vinyl. When I cut yesterday the backstitch clear vinyl, this is 20 gauge, which this is definitely not. It's pretty thick, so for this one I did need to use a thicker base for the setting. But for this one, I'm pretty sure I don't have to. Okay, let's see what I did. Okay, at least I can get it off from here. Come on. Watch me not be able to get off the vinyl from the mat, because it's very adhesive. Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so this is my clear vinyl part. I don't know how well you can see it. But this is it. This will go with this. Perfect. So I will move you to the sewing machine right now, and we can get started on putting this beautiful sling together. We are back at the sewing table. So I gathered everything that I need, hopefully everything. So I have the pattern pieces that we just cut. I also cut 1x3 piece of vinyl to add the connector, because I don't have the anchor strap that I recommended in the pattern. So if you don't have those pretty anchor straps, you could use, I'm using 1/2 inch D-ring. Everything is from Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts. I also don't have 2.5 inch ribbon, so I cut a piece of, it has nothing to do with the print, but you won't see it. It goes inside the card slot. So it's a piece of 2.5 inches by 21 of ribbon that I'm going to use for the card slots. And I have my punching hole that I'll use to do my slots. Then spring snap, H-coat. I think I'm good. Lighter is the only thing that I'm missing. first step, we're going to be working on the flap. Oh, and another thing I don't have that Lindsay had, this is polyester, so I'm just sealing in the edges a little bit, maybe without burning down the house. I don't have, well, I actually have it, but I can't find it, spray adhesive. So I'll be using just a lot of double-sided tape because I really don't know where my spray adhesive is. So if you have it, use it. And my tip for you, if you do, and I wanted to show you this, but I really can't find it. When you use spray adhesive, take an empty cardboard box, put your fabric inside and spray in there. This way, all the extra spray won't be all over your sewing table. It will stay put in that box, and then do everything you need in the box. Get a decent sized box, not the size of the piece that you're using. Just put it in there, spray it, and take it out. This way all the extra ones are in the box, and instead of getting everything sticky around you. I wish I could show you that, but oh well. I really don't know what happened to it. I haven't seen it since I moved to Florida 5 years ago, so it's probably left in Maryland somewhere. I don't really use it a lot. Alright, grab your flap pieces. The flap pieces are the one that have no slots and they're a little narrower than the actual pattern piece. So you want to spray one of the sides if you can. And since I don't have that option, I'm going to simply use some double-sided tape. This is the amazing double-sided tape that Wizardry has. I absolutely love it. It's not water soluble, but it sticks so good, so good. I prefer it 1,000 times to Wonder Tape. Like, I don't want to use anything but this one from now on. Definitely, if you have your spray adhesive handy, use that one because it's less costly and faster to just spray it. But again, I work with what I have, and what I have is this 1/2 inch double-sided tape, so I will use it. You should see my floor after I finish recording a Sew With Me video, but I do clean it after each project, so at least give me that. Alright, take your other one and match it to, maybe it's easier to put this one on top, to this. If you're doing the PDF option, then Lindsay shows you how to cut these pieces after they're glued together to make sure that they're exactly the same size. Now, because I'm using the SVG option, I know they're cut correctly because the machine is much more precise than I am. So I'm just making sure that my raw edges match beautifully. Again, if you're doing not the SVG but the PDF, follow Lindsay's tutorial because she makes very good points about making sure that both fabrics are the same length and width and exactly the same cut. And I do believe there's files included for Cameo users, like the studio files. Instead of the SVG, there's the Cameo files, and I do believe those are included as well. Beautiful. So now you can see the edge right there. I'm just trying to make sure they're all perfectly matching. gorgeous. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a line of stitching around the U part, and I'm stitching with an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Oops, this is at 5. I made a blanket last night, so it's like at 5 the length. I don't want it that wide. When you go around the curve, go as slow as you can to keep that 1/8 of an inch seam allowance constant. It is so hard to go slow. I think I told you this before. I got my driver's license very late in life, like very late. I was 27 because I was terrified of driving. And my husband told me when he was teaching me to drive that it's way harder to drive slow than it is to drive fast. And he's right. And it does apply to sewing as well. I find it so much easier to sew fast than slow. Okay, so I'm going to take my spring snap. And the spring snaps have 4 pieces. And I'll show them to you. A male and a female. And a cap. Okay, here's a cap. No, that's not a cap. And the cap is right in here. Okay. And I'll zoom you in a little bit so you can see how I add these. Of course, you want to follow your manufacturer's instructions. However, these are from Wizardry Stitchery and they don't come with instructions. So, okay. This is what we're going to do. These tools are tools that she also carries in her store. And a handy dandy hammer. And my apologies for the loud noise that you're about to hear. You want to take, if you have a preferred side for the front, decide now. Okay, let's do this. I really don't. It's just as beautiful. So put your cap on the part that's going to be the front and your spring part on this side. Okay, so this is the male part. Is the cap, basically, the one that has the pretty cap. See, this is the one we're going to be using, and you want to have, oh, there's 2 of them there. You want the one that has the little indentation here. Put your snap with the cap in there, and then from the tools there's a tool with a hole and there's a tool with a little pointy thing. You need the tool with the pointer that you're going to put exactly in the spring, and you're going to get everyone blind around you, and that's it. See, stuck. So again, it's the tool, it's the part with the spring and the part with the cap that go together. And you're going to be using these tools for that part. When we get to the other one, I'll show you how to use the other side. Alright, so this is done. What we're going to do right now is edge coat it if you want. If you want to make the sides a different color, you're going to edge coat them. Or you can even use Sharpie if you want. It's not a big deal. Like, Sharpie would work just fine. And Sharpie dries much faster. But I want to show you how easy it is to use edge coat. This is from Amazon, and this tool as well from Amazon. I'm just covering to hopefully not get everything too dirty. I tried using a brush, and it's not worth not getting this little roller, because this will prevent the paint from going on the actual fabric. It's worth it. Don't try it with a brush, just to save a few bucks. So I just dip it in there, and I take my roller and simply roll on the side. You could add a couple of coats. It doesn't take too long to dry. I'll keep doing this, and then I'll put it to dry, and then we'll continue creating the rest of the... See, I'll simply just dip and roll. I think 3 layers would look the best. In this case, I will stop at 1 layer. I'm not that picky. This is my sling. I don't sew to sell. I don't want perfection, don't expect perfection from my makes. So I'd rather be able to show you in this video how to finish the bag than have 3 layers. I think 1 is fine. I will show you, as soon as I finish here, I'll show you the one I did yesterday with the backstitch fabric. That one has 2 layers. And I do think a 3rd layer would have made it even prettier, but I have no patience to watch things dry and wait for things to dry. And I do think there are stands out there that you could put this in to paint it. I'm not going to invest in yet another thing to put in my office when I can't even find my spray adhesive. Okay, and now carefully I'm going to hold it like this without touching the edge that's wet. Oops, my hand slipped there. Oh well, it's not perfect for sure, and my hand is not either. I failed to not touch it. Okay, so I'm gonna go lay this down like this to dry and clean up everything here and come back so we can continue working on the slim sling. Okie dokie, my hands are now clean. No more edge coat on my hands. We're going to be working now on the part that has the flap. So the card slots have already been cut with Cricut. So now I'm just going to add some decorative punches at the end of each card slit. It's purely decorative. It's not something you must have. So, but I do like them. I saw Lindsay's bag and I love them. So I'm just doing a little hole at the end of each card slot. And I do believe they might also help with getting the cards in and out of the slots. This is an excellent punch holder. Again, links to everything I'm using will be in the description. So this is how it looks like with the holes. Now, grab a 1/4 inch double-sided tape. And she suggests cutting it in 2-inch strips. So I'm going to eyeball 2-inch strips. First, I'm going to do 4 of them. And then we'll cut more. Again, this is from Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts. And where's my little tool here? will measure 1/2 inch from the bottom. Place one, and then the other ones, she puts them under each slot. Okay, I wasn't sure. Under each card slit, put one of these double-sided tape. And let's try to put it straight. Okay. There you go. So we're going to start by peeling off this one. I'm still looking at the pattern because first time when I made it, I didn't check it out properly. So I ended up making a mistake. Take your strip and place it, I don't have a right side or wrong side, I think, like so. Okay, so now you want to stitch right under your slit. I could do it from the front just so I can see where I'm going. And she does recommend not back stitching, but pulling your threads on the other side. If you care about the look of this, definitely follow Lindsay's instructions. So at the end, you're going to pull your threads on the other side, like so, and just tie them off. It's definitely a little bit more work. If you don't care that you see the back stitching on this side, you can definitely back stitch. It depends on how much you care about the look. Okay, so this is stitched here. Now I'm going to peel off the bottom one. And bring this down like so. Okay. Now I'm peeling off the middle one. It's really easy. It looks way more complicated, this card slot, than it actually is. It's just peeling and folding like a fan. So now I'm bringing this stuff up, and I'm going to sew from the right side. Just like I did before. And again, pull your threads on the back if you can. No? What did I do? Or be lazy and backstitch. Oh, I know, I pulled the wrong one. Okay. Look at me being all fancy. But I will most likely not do this again. I will backstitch because this is taking way too much time. And it's mine. Who will look at my card slots like this? Who? And I'm actually, because I lost my thread here, I'm actually going to backstitch that. Or not. I feel like this is something that Nikki would do, Shannon would do, like all the pro bag makers would do this, because it does look gorgeous. I'm not going to deny it. Now, is it worth the effort for personal use? Probably not. I lost a stitch there. Okay, I'm going to backstitch the last one because I can't. It's way too fancy for me. Okay, last slot. We're going to peel off the last of the double-sided tape here. Oh, no, scratch that. Don't peel this one off just yet. You're going to want to cut more strips. 2 more strips. 1, 2. And 1, you'll put it 1/2 inch above the edge here. Like so. This one you'll peel off. And then you bring the top to this and press. Okay? And now you'll bring it up and you peel this off. We're doing basically the same steps you did before. So now it goes up here and you're going to sew the last card slot. And this one, I will be a rebel and I will backstitch. It doesn't look that bad. It's not looking perfect like the other method, but it's not that bad. Look. Let me zoom you closer. So the bottom ones, well, the bottom is done perfectly. The middle has a mistake, and the top one is backstitch. Yes, I admit it. The non-backstitch one is nicer, but nah. Okay, so now again 1/2 inch from the bottom. And put the strip. Bring this down, fold it, and then we're going to put one last strip right above here. To tack that down. Okay, I'm going to tack that down. Beautiful. And there's your card slot. All done. Nothing else you need to do to it. The only thing we do need to add is this. You see this little hole here? This is for the other part of the snap. So you have 2 pieces left that look like this. If I can only get this to focus. Come on. Here. Okay, so you have these 2 pieces right here. You want to take your, what did I put here? Your other 2 tools in the set and the hammer. The tool that has that little indentation here, the little hole, and then the tool that has the male tool, let's put it this way. It has that little pokey thing. So you're going to take this tool, this part, the one that has the longer throat, and you're going to bring it through here, like so, in the hole, so it pokes out. Okay, just like this. And then you're going to take the cap and place it on top. Okay, so with this you'll go and I'm going to put this tool right inside, through here, through the sides. So I'll place that with the little knob there, right there. Done. So now I have the tool, the longer piece, and the cap. And then this part with the hole goes right on the cap, and it fits perfectly. And then you bang it. Done. Don't forget to retrieve your tool from under. And there you have it. This is done right here, beautifully. And this is how it looks like from the inside. But it's covered by the slots. Okie dokie. Now you want to take your back, the one that has the hole, and place spray it if you have the spray adhesive. If not, I'll just place some double-sided tape, just like we did before, to hold it in place, and then we'll stitch it around the top, I mean. Again, if you had the spray, it would be faster than this. Peel it off. Cool. Place your part with the slits right on top, matching all the edges. Like I said for the other one, if you're using the PDF version of this, you will first be gluing the vinyl together and then cutting. This way you are guaranteed to have all edges matching, since you're cutting them all at the same time. I'm using the SVG file, so I know they're all the same size, because it's cut by a machine, not a person. Perfect. See how well the sticky tape works? Look, beautiful. Okie dokie. So now what you want to do is paint just the curved part after we stitch it. Let's stitch it first. I'm just stitching the curve with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. And because it's a curve, I'm trying to go very slow. To keep that seam allowance constant. Grab your Sharpie or your edge coat and paint this part, just the curved part. On the outside edges, we're going to paint them when it's all put together, so we paint all layers at the same time. If only my hand wouldn't be so slippery. Okay. It does look a little better, right? With the black stitching and the black edge coat. Now, ideally, I would have a purple or a blue edge coat. But because I used black thread, I feel it ties nicely together. Okay, so I'm going to put this away to dry. And come back to do the vinyl part. Let's create the frame part, the one that has the clear vinyl now. So I have my flap here that's almost dry. You need to let it completely dry, but I'm impatient. And grab one of your frames, whatever you prefer to be on the outside, if you have different prints, and place a little bit of double-sided tape on the edge of one of the frames. So I'll use this one. Mine are pretty much identical. So I'm going to place a little double-sided tape right here. Okay. Place your flap with the cap with the pretty side up. So this will be the one that you'll see, not the inside with the spring. This one out, and match it like with the raw edges right here. There you go. So now you want to stitch that down. First, 1/8 of an inch away from the edge. You're going to create like a little box that starts 1/8 of an inch away from the edge, and then it goes 1/4 of an inch up. Okay. And then 1/4 of an inch up, and then down. And now I can see it wasn't fully dried. So definitely wait until it fully dries. I try to film these videos while my kids are in school, so you don't see them in the, or not see, you don't hear them yelling, "Mom, Mom," in the background. So I feel like if I leave this to dry, I might not make it while they're in school. So you should definitely let it fully dry and maybe add a few coats. So do some part of the project at night, and then you can do the rest of the project in the morning. This way you're guaranteed to have it fully dried. Not like me right now. Okay, so this is what it looks like when I stitch it down, and this is from the back. Beautiful. Now you want to create your little D-ring holders. So for that, I don't want the raw edge, so I have 1-inch pieces, and I'm just going to fold 1/4 of an inch towards the center, and that will give me a 1/2 inch connector. So I'm folding 1/4 of an inch towards the inside, just like so. I'm not even stitching it because I'll put it as close as I can get it to the inside, so it's not going to be actually, let me put some double-sided tape just to hold it in place, because I really don't want to stitch it. So I'm putting some tape on the center. Okay, I'm sliding the D-ring. Again, this is also from Wizardry. They have the 1/2 inch D-rings in all the colors. And there you go. This is done. Same thing for the other one. This project is definitely more gluing than sewing, and there is nothing wrong with that. It's something different. Okay, and then a little bit on half of it, of the center here. Slide your other D-ring and close these two together. Perfect. So you should have two that look like this. All right. You want to place these two like so, where the I will make them a little smaller. As close as you can get this D-ring to the outside edge as possible. Like, you don't want it like this. You want it more towards inside. Okay, so let me place 2 1/2 inch strips just to hold it in place here. Okay, I have it maybe a little less than 1/8 of an inch out. I'll show you a close-up. 1/8 of an inch, just so I'm able to stitch it with my presser, to go in there with the presser foot. So this is how it looks like on the outside, and this is inside. Okay, so now we're going to grab more double-sided tape and place it all around. And this is where I'm bringing the vinyl piece. For this one, you want double-sided tape and not spray adhesive for this step, because you want to go in where the thin edges are. And this 1/2 inch one is just perfect for that. keep in mind something I learned when I made my first trial one, that clear vinyl, once it's stuck to the double-sided tape, it's very difficult to move it around. It's not as easy as regular vinyl is. So be patient when you add this. And try to work from one, see, like, it's hard to take. You can, but it's hard to take off, so go as slow as you can. See, if I try to take it off, it takes off my double-sided tape from it. So go slow from one side to the other. It won't be perfect, but do your best. Because mine is so thin, the clear vinyl, it's even stickier. A slightly bigger gauge would have been a little better to use. Mine is super thin. Okay, well, it's probably the best I could do. No, here there's a little bubble. I don't want that. So I'm going to try to fix that. A little fold over. I know if I leave the fold over in the vinyl here, it will bug me forever. So I'll try to straighten that as best as I can. Okay, good. Alright, so now I have the clear vinyl there on one side. Let me just remove any excess clear vinyl that I stretched here. This should be a smidge smaller. Than the actual vinyl, because you don't want to see that. So if you can remove a little bit so it doesn't come out, do that. I don't want to see the clear vinyl popping out of the edges. Okay, well, it's the best I could do right now. So now I'm taking the other side, the other frame, and putting my clear vinyl on it. Not clear, sorry, the double-sided tape. And again, do your best to match it, to match the edges to the other frame. I'm thinking I'll try now, instead of peeling it all off, to just do parts of peeling off. So let's start with the bottom, and this way I know it's not going to stick, see, like it does now. It's not going to stick to the rest of it, so I have to unstick it. So I'm trying to make sure that my edges match. Okay, bottom edge matches, perfect. Okay, so let me go unstick now these sides. Might be easier this way than peeling it all off. Just making sure that the sides match. this one worked better than this one. A little bit off here. Okay, I made it to the top, so now I'm going to peel off the top part. And match the edge right here. Beautiful. Where is it crooked? Did I stitch this crooked? No, it's this part. Okay. My vinyl stretched a little bit when I was using it. Grave. Okay, so this is done. This is with the clear vinyl in between. Now you're going to put the final piece, which is the curved edge one that we edge coated just the inside part. So now I'm going to get some double-sided tape and place just on the outside edge. Oh no, hold on, I forgot one step, which is an important step. You need to sew in your or like the clear vinyl inside part. So go ahead and do that now. I'm trying to figure out what did I do with this. Okay. So I'm sewing 1/8 of an inch away from the clear vinyl, only on the inside right now. Beautiful. So the clear vinyl window is nice and secure. Okay, it looks like this. Okay, so now we're going to place this with the snap part up and add some double-sided tape. I think I should be using the 1/4 inch, not the 1/2 inch for this step. I can wait to get my 1/8 of an inch one too. have just one sewing step to do, and edge paint. And another thing that I forgot to do, and I'm going to do that now, is stitch this part together with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. So you have your flap moved away, and then you stitch the top part. Just the 2 layers of vinyl, okay? The flap is away. So this is it. Alright, let's peel off the double-sided tape. I'm thinking this thick one will bug me later, so I'll just put 1/4 of an inch here too. 1/8 of an inch would have worked. Oh, never mind. It just, I can tear it in half. Perfect. I don't need to put any more. I just tore it in half. 1/8 of an inch would work even better for this step, but I don't have that one on hand. It's coming soon. So now you want to place this right on top, matching the raw edges as best as you can. Whatever you have that's not matching perfectly, you can trim afterwards. Because this vinyl is a little stretchy and it can change its shape a little while sewing. It may not be perfectly aligned, even if the machine aligned it perfectly when it cut it. So you can adjust it afterwards. Not a problem. I'm going to put 2 pins here at the top. 2 clips here at the top. See, this is too off. Like, I really want it to match a little better than this. So I will unstuck it. It's that frame that stretched a little bit because it was so narrow. It stretched a little bit when I was sewing it. Leather would do the same thing. Okay, so this is probably the best I could do right now for alignment of the edges, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch all around this big U. Just forgot to remove some threads. Okay, 1/8 of an inch away, slowly around the curve. And this is it. I'm almost at the end. Oops, don't run away from me. Yeah, it was not dried. And now I see it on my hands that it wasn't fully dried. But it's okay because I plan on edge coating now the rest, so I will definitely let it dry much better now. But this is it. Just going to stitch this little corner here. And that's it. You finished your project. Telling you, it's much more gluing than stitching with this project. Just cutting my snips. And I'll show you a close-up of where I will be. See, right here, if you can see in this corner here, it's a little higher. So this one I'm going to trim to match. And it's okay, it happens with vinyl and it's not interface, so because of it stretching a little bit, there you go, easy fix. Just trim everything to match. Beautiful. The corners seem to be pretty decent, so I don't think I'll trim those. And right now, all you have left to do, if you want, optionally, just edge coat all the layers on the side. And I will do that just to match this. But it is completed. I plan on, you can make your strap, or you know how I like to reuse my straps, right? This I made in my last video for my last project. It's a crossbody strap, so with the same collection vinyl, so I'm definitely reusing this one. I'm not making another one just for this project. And there you have it. It closes with a spring snap. There you go. Beautiful. How cute is this? And the best part, look at this. Where's my phone? So this is a iPhone 11 Pro Max. So it's the big one. I'm putting it like right in here. Look at this. How cool is this? So my phone goes in the sling. And then, ta-da! Look! You can use your phone straight from the pouch because it's in this sling. So you have your cards, meaning your credit card, your annual pass, and your driver's license, and your phone, and you are good to go to the park. You can add like a stick of whatever, a chopstick or whatever you want to add to it, but then you don't even have to take your phone out. See? Look, and it sees my face and it works really nice. How cool is this? Very nice. Alright. Thank you so much for joining me in sewing this beautiful sling, slim sling from Linds Handmade. Link to the description of everything I used, including pattern, vinyl, double-sided tape, all the good stuff, will be in the description of the video. This pre-order is now open at Hissy Fit, so grab yourself some Celebrate 50 vinyl. It is really pretty. You can't tell me this is not pretty. And I will talk to you in my next one. Bye!